Uh, Hello, Mark. My name's Mattia, and I know you know a little bit about artificial intelligence, and everybody's been talking about it as like the new frontier. But what actually is AI?
Yeah, great to talk to you. I have a pretty cool job at BCG leading an AI team, building great AI solutions for lots of companies. And AI is simply when we teach machines to think like humans. And we do this by feeding them lots of data and then having them learn off of it. AI uses techniques like machine learning, which is that concept of the machine getting smarter from every interaction, every new piece of data that you feed it. And the cool thing is now with technology, both on the software and hardware side, machines can process a lot more data. So they can get almost as smart as humans.
So, Mark, where are we right now in the evolution of AI?
So AI is a big term and it's used very broadly. I think you have to break it down into predictive AI, where we feed the machine structured data, so well-labeled pieces of data around a specific area, and we ask them to predict something. This has been a field that's been established over the last 10, 15 years, and you see lots of applications in, for example, how companies forecast their sales or even how Netflix shows you movie recommendations. What's new is in the last couple of years is the rise of Gen AI, which deals with unstructured data, which means you can literally train it on the entire internet and it'll generate responses to questions in natural language like format or even videos and images. So this is an exciting evolution, and frankly, we are not quite sure where we are in the development of it. There's a lot of excitement and buzz, and companies are working with it in many ways, but I think the jury's still out on exactly how this will shape our world and businesses in general.
What are the areas of AI that will make the most impact on people's lives?
I think on the one hand, AI will simplify our lives in many ways. So, for example, I work with many companies and they have lots of manual work going on. Things that people don't really enjoy doing, get a lot of that hard work out of the way and focus on what you really want to do in terms of setting your priorities, coming up with new ideas. At the same time, of course, that runs the risk of also eliminating jobs and massively changing the skills that are needed in the future.
I've been hearing a lot about how AI is gonna take away all the jobs and like basically, be like the robot that's gonna replace everybody. But is that true? Is AI gonna replace the workforce?
One report estimates that 30% of jobs will be impacted and already are impacted by AI in some ways. So there are certainly certain jobs that are going away. As I mentioned, for example, in creative agencies, there was a lot of manual work in editing images and customer lists. On the other hand, I think what people underestimate is the degree to which new business models will emerge. I think that, for example, uh, how you go and travel on vacation or how you buy gifts for the holidays, those things will change dramatically with AI.
There's a big ethical issue in the schools of how to use AI and how to use it responsibly. What should just all people know about using AI responsibly?
There is a huge potential for bias. And it goes back to what I said earlier. The data you use to train AI is what it has at its foundation. So if the data itself is biased, for example, only represents certain political views or only represents certain people, then it will be biased in what it gives back. So we have to really be thoughtful about how we train the models and what guardrails we put on the models. For example, when should the AI just say, I don't know, because the information doesn't exist? The second piece is data privacy. Uh, with AI, there is a huge push to provide the AI with lots and lots of data to make the recommendations smarter and better and more relevant for people. At the same time, some people don't want to provide their data. When they do, that data is at risk of being stolen. There's increased risk of cyber theft.
Let's talk a little bit about your book. I could see it in your background there. It talks about a personalization, right, with using AI. Can you tell us a little bit about what that means and how you're working with companies to implement these personalized strategies into their daily work lives?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun writing personalized customer strategy in the age of AI in the last couple of years. And it takes all my work over the last decade in personalization and boils it down to a few powerful stories. So first off is defining what personalization even is, because it's an overused buzzword. And I think of personalization as when you take an interaction with a customer and all the data and insights you learned from that interaction and make the customer's next interaction better, faster, cheaper, or more convenient. So it's not just putting your name in an email or recommending you one product if you bought another one. It's really looking at you as an individual customer. And so if you turn on your Spotify feed and listen to music, this is what's happening in the background. The Spotify app is actually looking at every song you've listened to, what you didn't, what you skipped past, and what other people like you like. And it's tailoring your playlists, your day list, and even that virtual assistant, DJ Xavier, that they launched, is using AI to tailor your music experience to make it better. And it's all around us, whether you open your Uber app or you watch movies on Netflix, or even if you go to the grocery store and you look at your coupons. This is the kind of personalization that's going on in the background to try to make your experience better.
Mark, with everything being said about how AI is going to be used in data privacy and security and personalization, what do you think our world's going to look like in 10 years because of AI?
Well, many researchers say AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, will come in the next 5 years. I'm not quite so sure. So AGI means that AI could become smarter than anything that humans can do. And it's something that certainly researchers are working on with more data fed into the algorithms, but also advances in computing. You already have advances like neural networks, which means the AI is processing the information on multiple nodes. But the chips themselves, the hardware, is where it gets really interesting. You have the NVIDIA chips that are super powerful. With quantum computing, though, we can get to a whole nother level of processing power. And with that, AGI could be possible. Now, what does that mean? I think on the one hand, it could mean that we have a Jetsons-like world where virtual assistants, do our every whim and cater to all our needs. I think, though, it could really run out of control as well. Without the proper guardrails, AI could optimize against things that are harmful for humans. And, we've seen that with social media, the benefits, but also the harm that it can cause. So I think there's even more risk with AI, and thinking about guarding against those safeguards will be up to your generation and frankly, the folks that are really building and using these systems rather than governments and regulation, because I think that'll be too slow to catch up.
Well, thank you so much, Mark. I really appreciate this for you talking a little bit about AI to our AI Explorer Foundation. And I appreciate your time.
It's a pleasure. Bye.